Bitches get stuff done, that's a fact. Unapologetic on the attack.
Hey there, bitches. It is Heather Ryan from Bitches Get Stuff Done coming to you from the beautiful capital of Iowa, Des Moines.
And Blythe Potter in not the capital of Indiana, Bargersville.
Another Wednesday, another Epstein issue. I swear to God. It's just the scandal that never stops scandaling. What is this, like 3 or 4 times we've talked about him extensively on our podcast?
I think it's the third. And I have a feeling this isn't going to stop because still Donald Trump is so pissed off about this. He's so mad that people are not liking him now. And he's, all of his attempts at throwing Obama under the bus and all the things aren't working. Apparently, he's being extra mean and aggressive to people in the West Wing. And I hope these people just get mad enough to let it all loose and all the skeletons out. But I also am curious. Well, I guess maybe I'm not that curious. But why are some of these stories not stories that we've heard before? I don't remember hearing before that Epstein was at his wedding. I don't some of these things that are coming out, this is not the first rodeo here.
Right. No, you're right. I tell you and everybody who will listen, if there's a book out there talking about Donald Trump and his history and all of his background, I've listened to it on Audible. It's almost a psychotic obsession that I have. And I'm embarrassed to say that. But I have not heard a lot of these stories. So I did not know that Epstein was at his house. I did not know that Epstein was the only invitee to some kind of soiree with a bunch of models.
Yeah.
I didn't know, like I said last time, about the John Casablanca thing. I didn't know any of these stories. And now all these pictures are coming out, and I didn't know any of this. So I liken it to kind of when a woman is assaulted by someone famous and then she comes out and says, this happened to me. And then a bunch of people come forward. And that seems to be maybe the same as this.
Yeah, that's kind of what, as I was saying, I was like, no, that's not the same, because there's definitely strength in numbers. And this is even more existential to our collective future than it was before. So hopefully people continue to do this because it's so bad. And I don't think it's weird that you have learned as much as you can about Trump when these things come out. This is Hitler 2.0.
Yeah.
There is nothing wrong with having seen ahead of time that there's something that you need to know aggressively about this. And more of us should have.
Yeah. I mean, even the weird little picture that he drew of a naked woman with a poem inside of it, and it being kind of an artistic expression of sorts. I was like, how much more Hitler can we Hitler? Because this is the Hitleriest of the Hitleriest.
Well, yeah, and I guess before he had even made drawings that were sold at silent auctions and things like that. Though, why haven't we heard about this before?
I've never heard of it.
It's so weird because it's been decades. It is so weird. Well, I guess that just goes to show you how much bullshit he's been in.
Oh my God,
there's just so much.
I don't know if I ever told you this. This is definitely the first time I've admitted this to anybody in the recent past. But back in a previous life, as you know, I used to be on reality TV, and I played. I played because I was a talent manager, and because I was a talent manager, I managed all these little kids, and these little kids can't sing usually. They can't play instruments. They can't, they're just little kids, but they've got a lot of presence, a lot of stage presence, and that's really what it takes to be a child actor, child performer. So I would write songs for these kids, right? I figured out, hey, I've got this talent for writing songs. Totally just came to me one day when I was taking Kevin to school. I was like, oh my God, these songs are so stupid on the radio. I could write this stuff. And then I went home and wrote a song for one of my clients. And it was called Cutie, Patootie. And it was the dumbest song ever. Okay. Hands down. Paid my phone bill for 2 years, so not too dumb. But oh my, Donald Trump was in that song. I actually wrote Donald Trump's name in that song because at the time he was just a pageant guy. So the line is, Donald Trump, keep it real. I am a cutie, cutie patootie, rocking out the pageant stage and shaking my booty. Yes. Yes. All these years later, oh my God, I can't believe looking back, I wrote his name in a song because at the time he was just this flamboyant playboy millionaire guy that just happened to be involved in pageants.
Yeah. Well, and that's something from that lens, you're like, oh, this is good because it might get that attention of that, like, the
Right.
pageant. Oh my God.
Yes. And my clients were all pageant kids. So I thought from that lens, maybe he would take note of it. I didn't realize how much of a psychopath he was about his name and his persona being out there in the world.
Well, of course not, because back then we didn't have the internet like we do today.
Right.
Fuck, we may not even had it at all, depending on what decade it was.
No, we had it for sure. We had it.
Oh, okay.
But not like we do now. There were all the gossip sites and everything. The biggest gossip site was Perez Hilton, if you remember him. I met him.
Yeah, I remember that. That's well, I think he's still going on TikTok and stuff.
I think you're right. Absolutely. But that was the biggest gossip we had at the time was Perez Hilton. And he's a good guy in real life. He's very down to earth, actually. You wouldn't know it to see his content, but he's a really decent guy.
That's so cool.
Anyways, all these years later, you know, I'm saying I followed this douche nozzle for years.
Oh my God, Heather, you have to remake that song, but like the anti-Donald Trump now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's like one of those funny songs that people make up that go viral on TikTok.
Oh my God, I never thought of it. I'm sure I still have the track where it's just the sound, the music.
Yeah, oh my God. You have to.
How we used to do it is I would write the song. I would take it to my guy over here in Iowa, actually. He put the music together for me as a scratch track. I would record the vocals, and then I'd send it to my client, and they record the vocals afterwards. So they memorize the vocals, come to Iowa, and record it. So all these scratch tracks with my voice on them, now it's, the song is called Cutie. Patootie's got this cute little kid's voice. I am a cutie, cutie patootie. But when it started out, it's this old lady voice. I am a cutie. So
now it can be like, I'm a molester, a child molester. My name is Donald Trump.
They used to call me Chester because I'm a molester. Oh my God. Oh my God.
The fluid in my legs are starting to fester.
I'm a pedo mosquito. Oh my God, there's so many possibilities here.
Oh, yeah, you got to remake that.
Oh my God, I'm going to write that in my notes right now.
You got to remake that.
I've got nothing better going on. But
that's not true, but this is actually quite funny, and you'll get some giggles out of it. So it's therapeutic laughter.
I did have a vendor today tell me thank you for being funny, and so I was like, you're welcome.
I needed that right now because the world is shit.
I think I'm funny. I never know if anybody else does, but I think I am.
You're hilarious. I love your videos so much. The wig montage. Oh my God. And for anyone who is listening, when we first got on our phone call tonight, because we use Zoom. We're so fancy like that.
Yeah.
She pops on with this like crazy ass blue wig.
Like, thing one, thing two.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes, it really is.
Yeah,
is that what it's supposed to be?
I think so. At first I looked at it, I thought it was like Sonic the Hedgehog. But I think
it's like Trolls meet Smurf meets Sonic and Thing One. You're Thing Three!
I am. Yeah. I'm Thing 3. There's a new Cat in the Hat coming out too, where there's all kinds of things in it. So I'm one of those. Anyways, yeah, we got a great deal today. We bought 12 wigs for $35, and it was on Facebook Marketplace. And Heaven shows me these wigs. I'm like, oh my God, I get all of them for $35. And we were only looking for one. We were looking for a medium length red hair because there's a local county commissioner that's going to be like a part I'm going to play here in the next couple of days. And it just happened to be in that lot. And I'm like, oh God, I'm going to have fun with this. Oh my God,
so
I'm gonna
funny.
have so much fun with this.
You're going to have so much fun with that. Oh,
yes.
So fun. Okay. Anyway, I don't even know. Have we actually talked about anything yet?
A little bit about Jeffrey Epstein. Then we really went off on a weird tangent.
Oh yeah, all the things that keep randomly like popping up, which I'm here for it. Please continue to do this because Trump is spinning. This is likely to get him closer to whatever edge that blood clot needs to do its thing.
This psychotic spiral that he seems to be in, including like Mike Johnson just adjourning Congress so they don't have to talk about.
Oh, get weird.
It's weird. That just doesn't happen. But this spiral that he's in reminds me a little bit of Watergate. In that the more he tried to cover it up, the more Nixon tried to cover it up, the worse it got. And you know what they say? It's never the scandal that gets you. It's always the cover up.
Yeah.
And it feels so much like that. It's the cover up that gets you. And, you know, I'm a freaking nerd. I go to, for fun, I go to all presidential libraries. And I've been to Nixon's, and it's actually a very nice library for whatever it's worth. But it actually talks about the minutes of tape that are missing and how he tried to cover it up, and it just got spiraled out of control. But worse, 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 worse. The more he tried, the worse it got. The more he tried, the worse. This feels like that.
Yeah.
Except for...
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So for anyone who is post 1970s born, I was born in 82. So I knew Watergate was a thing. I knew it involved Richard Nixon, but so it was a political scandal where there's a break-in at the DNC at the Watergate Hotel. That's where the headquarters were. It was on June 17th, 1972. And he was setting up recording equipment in their thing because it was during his election, right?
He was not.
Oh, okay.
It was this. It's so. And to be fair, I was only 3 months old at this time, so I read about all this. So I'm not that.
Yeah,
old.
but you studied political science
Yes.
in school, so this would be something that you were like, you paid attention to and grabbed onto. Me learning this in school was like, the fuck ever. Can I go home now?
Oh, for sure. I knew way more about this when we went to California to his presidential library, and then I grabbed a hold of it, and then I started digging more. There's a million documentaries. There's a million different scripted shows. Highly recommend all of them. Frost Nixon is an amazing, well-done scripted show. Highly recommend it. But he didn't actually have anything to do with the break-in. Like, nothing. I'm not even sure he knew about it.
Oh.
If he did, then I'd be surprised, because I have seen nothing that says he knew all about it. But
well, that might have been by design then too, to keep him out of the
guys that broke in. Oh my God, they were complete morons, complete and total losers, idiots to the nth degrees, complete fucking idiots and imbeciles. And that's there's a funny show. I think it's called The Plumbers or something like that, and it's got Woody Harrelson in it. Also highly recommend. It's about the Watergate scandal. And so he found out about it afterwards, after these guys get arrested. And then he finds out and then tries to cover it up. And he's paying bribes to these families to keep them shut the fuck up and not say that he was, you know, in the know, he was working with them. That's where it all goes wrong, is where he's trying to tell everybody, shut the fuck up. Stop talking about this. Please, please, please. And then you have this guy named Deep Throat that ends up breaking. It's written for the fucking storybooks, I swear to God. And then he breaks the story to the Washington Post. That's where you have the huge blow up. Oh my God, yes. And the more they tried to cover it up, the worse it got. The biggest difference here is that the Republicans back then had scruples.
Yep.
And they were not having it. So they told Nixon, we are not on your side, we will impeach you. And that's how Nixon ended up resigning before he got impeached. So,
and then came Ronald Reagan and fucked it all up for everyone.
Kind of, yeah, but
because I guarantee you, if you look back at that, I mean, I'm sure he was in politics then, and he was probably the Donald Trump of the time. Like, no,
yeah, Reagan.
We are not getting rid of him. We stay in power.
Yeah, Reagan was governor of the state of California, but he was a Democrat before that. Reagan was an actor, and he was the president of the Screen Actors Guild. He was a union guy. Thank you. I know, right? He was a leftist, but then he saw an opportunity to, if he were to go into Republican politics, he saw an opportunity to dominate because none of the Republicans had any personality. So he took that opportunity. He became governor of the state of California, had this big persona. He was pro-choice at first, but then the Heritage Foundation got a hold of him. The religious Christian right got a hold of him and started molding him into what he needed to be to forward their agenda. And so, yes.
Well, and they probably were paying him handsomely.
Yeah. And even if they weren't, he was such a big ego, much like Trump, that all he really wanted, I mean, for Pete's sake, his big shows were bedtime for Bonzo. He wasn't a grade A actor, you know, He wasn't like the guy he's not the George Clooney of his time, for Pete's sake. So becoming president as like a D-list actor, that's the ultimate. And they helped him get there. So.
Yep. And there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Whew. So that's your history lesson for the day.
Yeah, that was a little bit exhausting.
Thank you so much. You taught us a song and some history.
Cutie. Hey, it is available on iTunes. You can listen to it streaming. I get about 0.002% cents every time you stream it. So go ahead, stream.
Nice. Nice. That needs to be our new intro and outro song.
No. I will put it as the outro and intro today, or just the outro today. And you'll say, oh my God, I made a mistake. I take it back. But I will put it today as the outro, and you're going to regret your life choices.
Not if it's the remake.
I'll try to find the actual clip where it says, Donald Trump, keep it real.
I can just use that part.
Yes, that one part. Yes.
Oh my God, yes. I need a clip of that. I'm going to start doing 7-second videos to all of that. And then I'm going to go viral and it's going to be fucking glorious.
Just so you know, it is available on TikTok. Like you can actually look it up on TikTok as your music. And
what is it called?
It's called Cutie Patootie, which apparently used to be a slang term for a peen. And I did not know that until recently. I had no idea. I was looking up all these slang terms for peens.
Children.
No. I just thought it was a Southern a Southern saying, like, I'm a cutie patootie. Who knew?
I'm a penis. I'm a penis. I'm a penis. So you made a song about you being a penis and Donald Trump. There we go.
I didn't know when I was writing it.
Foreshadowing. Oh, on non-Epstein news, Candace Owens is being sued by the president and first lady of France for defamation because she's been saying things such as the first lady is trans. And by the way, Candace, no one fucking cares if someone is trans. I love my trans siblings. They are fucking phenomenal.
No one cares if someone's
I shouldn't say no one cares. I do care. I care deeply that my trans friends and siblings have been able to transition or be on the path of transitioning. I care about that.
Because it makes them happy. And I care about what makes my friends, my children happy. Yes. That's the only way people care. But
in the context that Candace Owens is using it, I do not care for that.
Right. Demonizing people because of who they are. Why? Why? Yeah. Just because you're a fucking bitch?
And is not harming someone or another living thing.
Why the fuck do you care?
Who cares?
What does it matter to you, you bitch?
Yeah.
I'm glad.
She's
terrible. Hope they take her for every
I do too. I really do too. Oh, I saw an interesting comment on one of the threads I'm in, and someone mentioned that ICE had, this is totally off subject, but that ICE had zip tied and deported the Mexicans who were here helping with the floods in Texas. That is not true. So, and this is from someone who's a Democrat, and after I mentioned it, he's like, oh yeah, I see that on Snopes now. I stand corrected. So just in case anyone else has heard that and thought it was true, that actually was not true. It's the best of my knowledge.
Oh gosh, I had not even heard that. So I'm glad it's not true.
But there are a lot of things I don't hear.
There's too much to keep track of.
There's way too much to keep track of. It's just insane.
And speaking of too much to keep track of, I think we need to keep track of our time and actually have a commercial break.
Good idea.
I did it this time, Blythe. It wasn't just you. Commercial break.
Bitches Get Stuff Done is brought to you in part by Blythe Potter, seeking the Democratic nomination for Indiana's Secretary of State in 2026. Blythe wants to increase voter turnout as well as voter registration and use the NBiz website to help share and teach sustainable business practices for the business leaders in Indiana and bring boring back to the Secretary of State's office. Blythe needs to raise about $10,000 a month to try to flip Indiana's Secretary of State office blue. And remember, turning a red state blue benefits the entire country, even if you can't vote for us. To donate, visit BlythePotter.com. Paid for and authorized by Friends of Blythe Potter. Use of military rank titles or photographs in uniform does not imply endorsement by the Department of the U.S. Army or Army Reserves or the Department of Defense.
Being nice, that's a trap. Bitches get stuff done, that's a fact. Unapologetic on the attack. Now's the time to take it.
Hey, now we're back. So tell me, Blythe, what was it you were going to say before I so rudely interrupted you?
No fucking clue.
Oh, no. Okay.
No, probably something about a prisoner swap with Venezuela that brought home a U.S. Marine who was convicted of killing 3 people in Spain in 2016. But, no big deal.
Well, that one's so confusing to me that I really think I'm gonna have to sit down and really read all the details.
I think so too, because there's a lot to it, and just the way it sounds really fucking sketchy. Really sketchy. So from what I'm gathering during my quick search is that Venezuela received deportees from the U.S. that went to El Salvador. In exchange, Venezuela released to us, the United States, people who we claim were wrongfully detained. One of those people is a former Marine who killed 3 people in 2016.
Jesus Christ. In 2016, he killed 3 human beings down in the other country?
In Spain. He was convicted in Spain of having killed these people. So I'm not sure what ended him up in Venezuela. I have not dove into this because when I heard the clip on Aaron Parnas, I was like, that's interesting. But then you and I started talking about, I was like, this is really weird. What a weird thing to do. But over 200 people from El Salvador got released to Venezuela. And that is just, aside from this story, the number of people that we have snatched from our country and literally thrown them away.
100%.
This is a genocide. And I want to, on top of that, I will argue, and you'll have to tell me what you think. I thought of this today. The way that our legislators, predominantly Republicans, are taking away women's healthcare access and women's rights and increasing our maternal mortality rate. Why is that not being called a genocide?
Honestly, because people just don't know about it. I just read today, and I was not trying to do that with my hair to make you freak out, but it was in my face, and I'm sorry that I'm being distracting right now. But I just read today on Abortion Every Day. If you don't already subscribe to it, I highly recommend. One of our great chapter leads, Jenny in San Diego, gifted me a yearly membership. And I was just reading on Abortion Today that when Texas outlawed abortion, their maternal mortality rate for a non-viable fetus, or a fetus that actually perishes in utero,
naturally, a normal body miscarriage,
was 15%. But since they outlawed abortion in the state of Texas, if you have a non-viable fetus that perishes inside your body, the mortality rate for women is 73%. So that means that 73% of the women who cannot carry this fetus have to go into sepsis before they can have an abortion. And by that time, they are on death's door. And 73% of them are dying.
That's an alarming number of women, because I think the statistic is about 25% of all pregnancies, our bodies naturally miscarry them. If there's something that just isn't literally attaching right, like for whatever reason, our body's like, nope, this isn't functioning. We are not. Oh my God. And that's just Texas.
And I just read about that today.
Insane.
Right before I logged on. So if I didn't know that, and I am super tuned in, I guarantee you most people just don't know. And I'll tell you from my own personal experience, I've had 2 miscarriages. And so that could have been me. I had to have a DNC because I had a miscarriage. And if I hadn't had that, I don't know. I don't know if I would have, I have no idea.
Oh my God. It's insane. It's insane. So that I have come to the conclusion that what we're doing with our immigrants and women, how is that not a genocide?
Because we're not talking about it.
We aren't talking about it. And this is very intentionally being designed to happen. They are intentionally taking away healthcare more for women than any other population, but it's also now affecting other genders. So,
oh my God. Did you see that story out of Tennessee about the
woman who couldn't get treated
for her pregnancy?
For second pregnancy. She has a 13-year-old daughter. Mm-hmm. She's unmarried, which who the fuck cares?
Right.
Went to her OBGYN, and because she's not married, her OBGYN refused to care for her. So she has to go for West Virginia now.
Yeah. For prenatal care.
For just normal prenatal care. And it sounds like, well, from what I heard, it sounds like everything is healthy and functioning for now.
But I mean, I had basically the same experience where my oldest was 11 when I got pregnant with my middle child. So it's a different experience altogether from when I was in my 20s as a pregnant person as to when I was in my 30s. So it looks like she's now in her 30s, so much similar to mine. And it's just an entirely different experience. I had a completely different pregnancy. By the time you're that quote unquote old, you're kind of going into the geriatric pregnancy realm.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's
you're
just-
geriatric over 35, I think,
yeah,
for that.
and
Because
was.
I had Violet at 38. So,
Geriatric.
yeah.
I love that term too. That's so fun.
I know
Yeah.
it's so great.
Yeah. Love it.
I'm geriatric, just like fucking Donald Trump.
He
Dicks.
can't possibly
How
be.
demeaning is that? I mean, think about that. Calling a woman over 35 geriatric, we don't fucking do that to men. You have a geriatric dick now that you're over 35. We don't do that to men.
True. Yeah.
Fuckers.
Right? How much can you abuse your body for so long? And I'm speaking from a fat person's perspective, and I know that I could eat better and I could exercise and all that, but he is not just fat. He is a drug addict.
Yeah.
How much can you possibly be a drug addict and abuse your body and eat just shit? I don't eat shit like that. I'm just, my whole family's fat. It's definitely a thing that's in our genes. But he eats McDonald's nonstop. You know, I did not know until today that he gets free McDonald's for the rest of his life.
Why?
He did some commercial, and this is very familiar to me. I think he did it with like Grimace or something. He did some commercial back in the 80s or 90s for McDonald's. And so now part of the deal was he gets free McDonald's for the rest of his life. And that's one of the reasons why he loves McDonald's so much. I swear to God, I am learning so much as of late about this
My
mofo.
God. What the fuck is happening? So really, we have McDonald's to blame. We're going to blame McDonald's on all the problems in the world right now for keeping him alive somehow with their preserved food.
Yeah. Do you think
He's just a walking preservative.
They preserved his guts just with their additives and preservatives? Thanks a lot, McDonald's.
Yeah,
Everybody
you
else at Phil's.
So rude.
Yes.
But we have to pay for his health care.
Yes, we
which
do.
is quite rude.
And we have to pay for all of the senators and all of the House members, all
For
of
the
their
rest of their
healthcare
fucking lives.
for the rest of their lives. Yes.
And we're paying for Israel to have universal health care and universal education. And Israel is paying with our tax dollars AIPAC to come and screw everything up.
And since we're already talking about Israel, we may as well talk about Project Esther.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. I was today years old when I learned that, and I'm a little pissed off about it.
Yeah, me too. But we did do a search of it before we started this episode, and we realized that Project Esther comes from the Heritage Foundation, and it is kind of an offshoot of Project 2025, and it's very verbose, just like everything else they do, but it boils down to it's a weaponization of anti-Semitism. So if you are anti-Netanyahu, then you're already an anti-Semite. If you don't believe that Israel should take over the Gaza Strip, then you're an anti-Semite. Anything that they want to deem as anti-Israel makes you basically, and I'm not making this word up, a terrorist.
Yeah.
So they want to separate you from society and basically put you in jail because they're going to call you an anti-Semite. And I know, oddly enough, none of the major Jewish organizations agree with or support this Project Esther, if you believe that.
Well, many Jewish people don't support what's happening in Gaza at all.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad that they don't. And it's atrocious. Why can't we agree that Palestinians and people in Gaza have the right to live, as well as Israel, who I'm pretty sure I learned that they had intel about Hamas on October 7th and just ignored it. They came in on paragliders in the middle of the day and you didn't decide to shoot them down. Like, they let this happen.
I'll take it a step further. I'll take you one step further and say they didn't just ignore it, they embraced it.
They absolutely did.
They wanted this to happen.
Yep.
So that they'd have an excuse to murder everybody in Gaza.
Yep, absolutely. And at the expense of their own troops, no less. They do have compulsory service there too, I believe.
They do. Yeah. I saw some footage recently of young people burning their draft cards because they didn't.
Good for them.
Right?
More of that, please.
Yes. Yes, they see what's happening. They're not stupid. They
No, they're
see
not.
what Netanyahu is doing. And this is 100%. So Netanyahu won't go to prison.
Mm-hmm.
Very
and
similar.
he needs to go to prison.
100%. Very similar to what we're dealing with Trump. He's going to prison. If he's still alive after these 4 years, he will definitely try to stay in office so he doesn't go to prison.
Absolutely.
I would not put him above starting a war if we're not already in one, for Pete's sake.
I still argue we are already in a civil war, but yes, if we're not already in one.
Yeah.
But this is an excellent time for another commercial break.
You beat me to it. God bless America.
Bitches Get Stuff Done, the podcast, is brought to you in part by the upcoming self-guided lesson book, Fight Like a Bitch, Modern Strategies for Social Activists to Fight Back Against the Wave of Authoritarianism. Help support publishing this book with a Kickstarter pledge at bitchesgetstuffdone.org.
Being nice, that's a trap. Bitches get stuff done, that's a fact. Unapologetic on the attack. Now's the time.
The Sprout. I cannot with the Sprout. It is like, because we said trolls with your blue hair. Like, this is like legit troll hair.
Okay.
And I love it so much.
So since nobody's actually going to see this, it's going to be all over the podcast. So I have very, very short hair on my sides and on the back. So I just shave it with the number 5 guard. And so just the top is long. It's about 5 inches long on the top. And when it doesn't have product in it, it's just all over the place. Like, my hair is crazy wild when it's all over the place and I don't have enough product. There's no such thing as too much hairspray. I don't care what you say. I'm a child of the 80s.
Not with short hair, at least.
Yeah, I need my hairspray. So when I put on my funny wig to mess with Blythe at the beginning, it screwed up my hair. And it just like smooshed it down. And so I was messing with it a little bit. And it kind of like freaked up my hairspray. You know, hairspray like makes it glued together. And once you undo that glue, it's like everywhere. My hair was like all over the place. So I took this hair tie and I tied up my hair on top of my head, which is what I actually do when I shave my hair. But it's literally like a bean sprout, or like
like a 5-inch bean sprout. And she's doing this in the middle of our abortion conversation, which is very serious, but it's really hard to look at it because right underneath it is her face and it says bitches. Even my dog thinks that's funny.
Right now it's tucked in, so if I actually took it out and made it it's more like a fountain now. Like, there's no explaining it. I almost feel like I should take a selfie and make it the picture.
Oh my God. Yes, you must.
There's so many things going on with this episode between Cutie, Patootie, and my friggin' hair.
Yeah, and my daughter just walked in. She's somewhere throwing her shoes.
She'd be a big fan of the blue wig, I assure you.
Oh yes, she would love the blue wig. And I think the last thing that we have to talk about is there is a bot network on X that is really screwed up recently because the Trumpers are not quite so much Trumpers.
I'm confused by this, so you'll have to explain it to me because I don't think I understand.
So, okay, I'll read what NBC posted and then I'll like digest it the way I understand it. So there is a previously unreported network of hundreds of accounts on Twitter, now X, using AI to automatically reply to conservatives with positive messages about the Trump administration. Well, researchers with NBC and the network tracked for NBC News by both social media analytics company Aletheia and researchers at Clemson University found more than 400 identified bot accounts, which they actually say could be far larger, that were offering consistent praise for people like Donald Trump, RFK, Carolyn Levitt. But what has started to happen is the AI the algorithm learns as people does things. So they're starting to reply with confusing messages that are like simultaneously anti-Trump because of Epstein. So it's confusing that like it just looks weird. So people are like, that is bizarre. This doesn't even make sense.
So is it like something like, oh my gosh, I love Donald Trump. He's such a pedophile. Yeah, lol. I mean, something weird like that?
It sounds like it, but they aren't actually sharing specifics on how they identify the accounts.
Interesting.
Which I think is also good. But then you had mentioned about the, oh my God.
Executive order.
The executive order, yes. I could not think of that word.
Yes, he just signed an executive order today, and I didn't look too much into it because I've been so busy with local politics, but he signed an executive order to make it so that AI is not as quote-unquote woke. I don't even know what that means, and I don't know how an executive order could even affect what AI is or what it does, but the timing is impeccable.
Of course.
For this woke, quote unquote, AI to be clawed back when the AI is confused or something on Twitter.
Well, he'll likely start blaming AI, woke AI, on anything from here on out that happens with Epstein as well. I mean, I could see him doing that. He's just
Oh my
setting the
God,
stage to
yeah.
have as many, nope, that's fake. Nope, that's AI. Nope, that's the woke AI. That's not true.
Oh my God, you're right. Absolutely. That's something Nixon did not have.
No, he
He
didn't.
he did not have AI to blame. Or nor did he have Obama. There was never a black guy that he could blame before.
He didn't go throwing other presidents under the bus just because he screwed up royally.
So crazy.
That's
The
so
Tulsi
crazy.
Gabbard stuff, her trying to conflate two issues and assuming that people don't know what she's talking about. It's nuts to me. It's bananas.
Everything about it is so weird and so concerning. And it's the roller coaster that I continue to go on throughout the day on like, okay, we're going to make it through this. And oh my God, we need to move to Canada. It's unreal.
Yeah. I've
Almost
actually
as
gone through
unreal
this.
as your sprout. I like it's growing.
We've talked about my hair sprout now so many times that I'm going to have to post
You're
it.
gonna have like it's just perfect. It is a perfect copper sprout.
And see, I see myself like this all the time because this is how I shave my hair. I put it up like this and then I shave all the way around it. So now I'm going to have to take a picture and put it on this as the front page of this podcast just so everybody can see what I'm talking about.
I love it. You can title it Cutie Patootie.
Donald Trump, keep it real.
Keeping it real with this woke AI.
Well, I just had two more things I wanted to talk about before we head out.
Okay.
I wanted to mention that my troll on social media, whose name is Dani, Dani, she has continued to pursue us to be a guest on the show. And I think begrudgingly, we have gone back and forth and back and forth. And I think Blythe and I have agreed that we should at least try it out. Let's see what happens, you know?
Yeah. It may never get aired.
Right? I have no
Oh my
idea.
God. Our troll, it can be on the show when your hair is like a troll.
You're right.
Like, oh wait, I think trolls came back, but like those OG trolls from like the 1990s.
Oh, for sure. I think they might have started in the late 80s. Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God, were they really that old?
Yeah, I had some when I was younger. Yeah.
Oh damn.
So yeah, we do plan to have my troll Dani on not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday. I think that's the 3rd of August.
Awesome.
And also, we do on the 2nd of August have a demonstration here at the Iowa State Capitol for Bitches Get Stuff Done. We are specifically organizing that. And it's mostly just crowd, street work. We'll have our signs. We'll say honk for justice, honk for whatever it is you want. But more importantly, we are accepting donations for back to school products. And just today, Planned Parenthood reached out to us and asked us to take over a volunteer program that has kind of fallen by the wayside for people who get the abortion pill. And they used to have like little care packages with heavy flow products, little candles, little lotions, whatever. So we are taking donations for that too. So any kind of
nice.
and we'll start putting those together like at our chapter lead the 3rd Saturday of every month. We'll start putting those care packages together and taking them to Planned Parenthood. So any donations from those, please drop them by, even if you can't join us for the protest. And you can always mail them to our P.O. Box at 445 Bondurant, Iowa, 50035. So happy to take any donations at all for women's products, like hot tea, lotions, candles, anything that would make you feel better if you were ill.
I mean, medical abortions feel like really bad cramps, but for longer. And it's interesting because I've had an abortion, but I've also had some really, really bad months, like where my cycle was like, oh my God, I feel like I might be dying. And now I think, oh, I was very likely miscarrying and just didn't know it.
Yeah. When my second miscarriage, it was a pain like I've never felt.
Yeah.
It was like
bad.
someone stabbed me in the stomach. It took my breath away. It hurt so bad.
I believe it.
Yeah. So that's what we'll be taking back to school products and feminine products to help with care packages for Planned Parenthood. There's only like one left in most of Iowa, all of central Iowa. So
I really should switch my care to Planned Parenthood. I cannot seem to keep a regular nurse who's not insane My last one told me about the Obama recession for some fucking reason.
Oh my God, you need to like call Planned Parenthood tomorrow.
I was like,
I've never had a bad experience at Planned Parenthood.
well, I don't even know. Well, there's not even really one near us. I think I would have to travel probably close to 40 minutes, which is part of it. And it's just,
that's insane.
Part of it. It
Imagine
is.
all the people that can't do that.
I know. And I know I'm saying that from a privileged area or space. So I have not confirmed this. I went to Brown County last night. I'm going to the Perry Township Democratic Club tomorrow. I was in Miami County last weekend, and I'm pretty sure on the 2nd, I'm going to Franklin County, Indiana for their protest. I was going to confirm a lot of that today, but my daughter was homesick and it just all went off the rails. So I'm totally clueless on what's happening in Indiana right now.
Well, that being said, I have also been making a schedule for our town halls. So we'll have
nice,
Phony
yes,
town halls, Phony, FOFAUX-NY, Phony Joni. And in the 3rd Congressional District, we will have Zach Nunn Balls town halls. So making dates and times for those. We're getting a hold of all these different places. We'll travel the entire state. It's just, you need to look at the website to find out dates and details. It's free and open to the public, 100%. If you want to donate $5, you get a raffle ticket for putting a pie in your legislator's face, which is, of course, my face. So
that's so awesome. Oh my God, that gives me an idea. So Corinne Strait has been doing something very similar with one of our reps, Becky Cash. I should host a fundraiser and ask Corinne to be faux Becky.
Yes.
Oh my God.
1,000,000%.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Yes, only because we're such
Not that
nerds.
Corinne doesn't have a million other things to do, but
we pay such close attention to all of this. I feel very confident that I can answer most people's questions. The one that we did here in Des Moines, and people would ask questions about legislation, the vast majority of them I knew the answer. And then a lot of people just shared how this legislation is affecting them and how concerned they are about their families because of everything that's going on. And so it was lighthearted, it was fun, but it was also serious and cathartic. So there was a lot of different things we were touching. And I'm hoping that it goes that way for all of them. So,
yeah.
bitchesgetstuffdone.org to go to the events page and find one near you, man.
That's so awesome. I need to make it out to Iowa sometime. But I guess I'll have to bring my own fucking water.
Yeah, don't drink our water, man. Don't drink our water. I've got that new character. Did you see my new character? Oh God, Traveling Tammy.
No.
Oh,
I'm behind. Was that just today?
I posted it yesterday, but I've had the concept for a while, and I want to talk about, like, she travels to different parts of Iowa, and one of the things is don't drink our water, but I haven't made that video yet.
Oh man, I have to go watch and oh my God, you can do it to like Dave Matthews Band, Don't Drink the Water song.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Oh, Don't Drink the Water, there's blood in the water.
Oh, I have.
See, there's another song you can remake.
Blood in the Water, Dave Matthews.
I think it's called Don't Drink. What's that song called? That Dave Matthews song. It's really called that? Yeah. Okay. Sometimes I just make up the titles of songs because I only know a few of the lyrics.
All you need to know is Donald Trump keep it real.
Hydrangeas.
I'll check it out. I'll Google it.
You have so much work to do after this.
I know. Did you have anything else that you wanted to share with our phenomenal audience before we take off?
No. Thank you all for listening. Continue to review, share it with people. You are all awesome.
If you need to reach us for any reason, if you see ICE in your area or military or militia movement, please give us a call, 515-442-0422. And you can also just leave a message because we're amazing and you want to talk to us. You never know.
Oh my God. Yes. Just call and leave us a message and tell us how much you love our podcast. And then we should start playing those.
Oh my God. I would so play that. Even if it was some troll. I was like,
we're going to end up with one like, you stupid bitches.
Oh my gosh, we get that more than you think. We do.
Really?
We get a lot of, because you can text or call. And we get a lot of people like trying to sign up our text messages for like Trump texts and Trump like shop text. Like you can shop at Trump's store. Lots of those. Yes. More than you'd believe.
Danny, if you are the one doing that, you are fired.
Weird though, Blythe. It's weird how many people are so obsessed with me that they're the first weirdos to comment on my content.
You have like the least populated state in the world, and like you have the most trolls. How is this possible?
Crazy. We've got 60 million hogs and 3 million people. How am I getting all of the trolls?
I don't know. It's so weird. You're doing something right.
I guess so.
That's what it really is.
Well, I will try and keep it real. Okay. I'll see you on Sunday.
Bye.
Pretty hair, pretty eyes.